Well, we need long or small?
Oh, long.
Too long.
Yeah, most of these are too little to be harvested, but this one in the middle is doing pretty well. There you go. Ooh, there's a little bug in there. There.
I'll pull these leaves off.
Okay. Hi guys, welcome back to Heritage Homestead. I have my little assistant who's gonna help me today. We are going to make hearty chicken stew from the all-new Ball Book of Canning and Preserving.
So I'm cutting all the mushrooms?
You're cutting all the mushrooms. We are going camping this weekend, right? And it's our first time that we're camping with 3 little kids, tent camping with 3 little kids, 6 and 4 and 1, so wish us luck. But I saw when I looked at the weather yesterday that one of the nights we're there is going to be cold and rainy. So that's not a hot dogs around the campfire kind of night.
I don't think so.
No.
Not any s'mores either.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think Friday and will be hot dogs and s'mores.
Yes, Friday we'll do hot dogs and s'mores.
And we'll be leaving on Sunday.
Yes. So I thought Saturday night we could have a meal in a jar, and I thought this hearty chicken stew would be perfect for the family. We can easily heat it on our camp stove. So, you ready to get started?
I sure am.
Okay. Okay, so here's our lineup of ingredients. I got some good help chopping them. So we got potatoes, mushrooms, carrots, onions, chicken. I will. This is celery fresh from the garden, bay leaves fresh from the plant. The recipe calls for 1, but we're doing 2 because they're not dried. They won't be as potent. And then chicken broth, white wine, salt, and peas.
Yes.
Oh, and pepper. So I'm gonna put a little oil in here, and then I need you to pour in the onions and the mushrooms.
Okay.
Why don't you grab that big blue bowl of onions? It's towards the back. Yep, there you go.
Heavy.
Okay.
Could you please get it?
Sure. In they go. You can give me the bowls when you're done.
Oopsies.
Okay. You ready? I'm gonna turn the stove on.
Okay. Okay.
It's okay. And then you can give it a little stir. Can you pour in the carrots? Okay, potatoes. Then we're putting in the celery. And I'm gonna give it a stir. The stove is pretty hot right now, so my assistant's gonna take a break because this is a little bit too much. I'm gonna add in the chicken broth right now. I make some of this every week after I roast a chicken. I do 2 rounds of broth from the bones and the leftover meat. So this is CB1, the first round, the richer broth. It's going in. The recipe calls for 5 cups plus an optional cup of wine. I want to add the wine, so I think it'll probably be fine that it's only 4 cups broth. I'll add some water if it seems like it's not enough broth. Then I'm adding a teaspoon of thyme, a teaspoon of salt, and I'm using my Redmond real salt. You could also use canning salt, and my fresh bay leaves. Now I'm just waiting for this to come to a boil. Now that this is boiling, I'm gonna turn it down, and I'll set a timer for 10 minutes, just letting it simmer for 10. This has been simmering for 10 minutes now, so I'm gonna turn it off and add in the last 3 ingredients, the chicken, peas, and lemon juice. There's the chicken and the peas. I just realized that I forgot to show lemon juice in my lineup of ingredients. So this does have a tablespoon of lemon juice in it. And now this is ready to go into jars. jars are filled to 1 inch of headspace. I always err towards generous headspace when I'm canning in the Nesco because I've found that helps with siphoning issues. I did find that I was a little short on liquid, so I just heated up a kettle of water and topped things off. Then I'm using my 4 jars lids here. These have been really reliable for me. I'm pretty loyal to them now. I've been using them for I guess about a year, and I think I'll just keep using them because I've had really good success rates with them. Bands go on to fingertip tight, and then the jars are ready for the canner. I'm using my Nesco Electric Canner here. This is the only pressure canner I use. I have 2 of them, and I don't own a stovetop canner because I've just found this so user-friendly and more hands-off than stovetop canning or stovetop pressure canning. So I love using this. I'm not going to give a step-by-step guide here because I've done that in other videos, but if you'd like more guidance on using the Nesco, check out the video linked above. These jars processed for 90 minutes. I should mention that for some reason the recipe only lists times for canning pints. I've found that to be true for several recipes in this book. There's no reason that you can't safely can in quarts as well. So 75 minutes for pints translates to 90 minutes for quarts. It's no problem to adapt the recipe in this way. I packed 2 of these jars in with our camping food, and I know that we will appreciate being able to have a warm, easy, home-cooked meal on a cold and rainy day.